We're visiting the Havland Aircraft Museum, a place dedicated to celebrating and preserving the incredible legacy of de Havilland, one of Britain's most pioneering names in aviation. It's home to a great collection of historic aircraft and artifacts, and gives you a chance to really dive into the story of British aviation, from its early days, right through to game-changing wartime designs like the Mosquito. An enthusiastic team of volunteers carefully restores aircraft and artifacts, ensuring this rich history is preserved for future generations. Across 3 hangars and an outdoor display area, visitors can get up close to these iconic aircraft, observe restoration work in progress, and take part in engaging, hands-on experiences suitable for all ages. Whether you're an aviation enthusiast, a student, or visiting with family, the museum offers an inspiring journey through the story of British flight. The de Havland Aircraft Museum is situated at Salisbury Hall, London Colney, Hertfordshire. The entrance is about a mile from the M25 exit number 22. The de Havland Aircraft Museum opened to the public on the 15th of May, 1959, making it the first aviation museum in Britain. This was just 18 years after the Mosquito night fighter W4052 had its first flight from adjacent fields, piloted by Geoffrey de Havilland Jr. This green aircraft is a full-scale replica of a DH-88 Comet. The DH-88 Comet was designed specifically for the 1934 Mack Robertson Air Race, a high-profile long-distance competition from Britain to Australia. Built in just 9 months, it was a cutting-edge machine for its time, combining speed, range, and advanced aerodynamics. The de Havilland Sierva C-24 Autogyro was built in 1931. This Hornet Moth was built at Hatfield in 1935, as the last of the DH-87B type, and first flown by Geoffrey de Havilland himself. This de Havilland Queen Bee was built by Scottish Aviation Limited of Glasgow in 1943. It is one of only 2 left in the UK. This de Havilland Tiger Moth was built at Hatfield in 1939 and was used for training during the war. In 1956, it was converted for crop dusting. The Dragon Rapide is a twin-engine biplane passenger aircraft, first flown in 1934. The de Havland Aircraft Museum displays a particularly significant example of the de Havilland Comet, widely recognized as the world's first jet-powered airliner. The main Comet exhibit is the fuselage of a Comet 1A, registration FBGNX, one of the earliest production aircraft built in 1953. Rather than a complete aircraft, it's a preserved and restored section that visitors can actually walk through, giving a rare sense of what early jet travel felt like. The aircraft was originally built for Air France, and later used for ground testing at Farnborough. It was acquired by the museum in 1985. Inside, the cabin has been carefully recreated to reflect the style and experience of 1950s air travel, offering a glimpse into the luxury and novelty of the first jet age. The de Havilland Comet was a revolutionary aircraft. First flown in 1949 and entering service in 1952, it introduced passengers to faster, smoother, and higher altitude travel than ever before. The key innovations included jet propulsion, instead of propellers, a pressurized cabin for high-altitude flight, and a sleek, modern aerodynamic design. What sets this exhibit apart is its accessibility and context. Rather than viewing the aircraft from a distance, visitors can walk inside the fuselage, examine the structure up close, and learn about both the Comet's groundbreaking achievements and its technical challenges. It's not just a display, it's an immersive way to understand how this pioneering aircraft helped launch the modern jet age, while also shaping the safety principles that define aviation today. However, the Comet's early career was also marked by tragedy. Structural failures, later traced to metal fatigue in the pressurized fuselage, led to several accidents and the temporary grounding of the fleet. These events ultimately transformed aircraft design and safety standards worldwide. This de Havilland Venom is one of 150 Swiss Air Force FB Mark 50s, built in the 1950s by the Federal Aircraft Works at Emmen in Switzerland. The engine collection highlights the pioneering work of Frank Halford, who designed many of de Havilland's most successful power plants, ranging from Gypsy series piston engines to early jet engines. First flown in 1942, the Mosquito fighter bomber was intended for intruder strike missions. It has 4 machine guns in the nose and 4 cannon in the belly, plus a bomb bay. This Sea Vixen 2-seater twin-engine all-weather fighter was built at Christchurch in 1960. This hangar is named in honor of Amy Johnson, one of Britain's most celebrated pioneering pilots. It is where the museum's volunteer engineers and enthusiasts actively restore aircraft and artifacts. There is no activity during our visit, but there are lots of aircraft parts on display. The Vampire T-11 was the first advanced jet fighter trainer to use side-by-side seating. It was argued that having the instructor beside him gave the trainee a higher level of confidence, enabled each to see better what the other was doing, and gave both the same gun sight view. So the existing broad fuselage pod of the Vampire 2-seat radar night fighter was adapted for the dual control trainer. This Dove Mark 8 was built at Chester in 1961. It was initially the company's type demonstrator, later used as a 6-seat VIP communications aircraft by Hawker Siddeley, then British Aerospace. It was moved to the museum in 2000. The Heron feeder airliner was effectively a stretched 4-engine version of the Dove. It was unpressurized, flown by a crew of 2 and able to carry up to 17 passengers, or 14 with a lavatory compartment fitted. The de Havilland DH-125 executive aircraft was the jet successor to the Dove. As we leave these hangars, the story of de Havilland continues, carried forward in every memory, every innovation, and every dream of flight.